you know, to start with, what an amazing opportunity to kind of recreate Beauty and the Beast. I mean, it's a great fairy tale, an original fairy tale from the 18th century. And obviously, you know, you have this incredible Cocteau version, then you have the Disney version. I mean, there's many versions. Then you have our version. And we didn't set out to recreate the animation. There's a lot of kind of gaps that were filled in, because if you look at an animation and the way an animation works and you look at live action, they are so different. So it had to have the DNA of, you know, the original animation, and, you know, it had the songs, it had the characters, but it needed so much kind of filling out, so to speak. And it was just an incredible opportunity to be able to do that. And challenging, so challenging. 18 months worth of challenge.
I know, and I mean, for me, it's my favourite fairy tale, the original one. It just is my favourite, and then it's a musical, so that adds another layer on top.
That was the weirdest thing.
It was an eye opener.
It was an eye opener. So when you say to Bill, "Oh God, Bill, you know, we could do this great shot," and Bill goes, "Okay, well, you've got 3 bars," and it's kind of like, well, what's a bar? I mean, that's
by a bar.
Yeah, it's not a drinking bar. No, so that was an interesting kind of different way of, you know, you had to get here to A to B in this amount of time and things like that. So, but also I think one of the biggest challenges from the animation, you know, you have these tiny characters and the massive beast, and you can do all sorts of things with animation and compression of time and image and whatever. But obviously in our world, they're real. So you have a 7-foot beast, you have a little teacup, and you have an enormous castle. And how does the teacup get ahead of the beast? You know, the beast, 1 step for the beast is 100 steps for Cogsworth, you know. So, you know, there were changes we suggested for, like the teacup, he used his saucer as a skateboard. Plumette we changed quite dramatically. She was a French maid in the animation, and we made her more of a kind of dressing table
she was like
duster.
a sort of like a makeup duster.
Yeah, so you put powder
much more
and things.
feminine, and
So we gave her wings. So basically, you know, when the shots were moving, she could take the shot, and then the other creatures would catch up and things like that. So it was a kind of very challenging thing.
It was sort of challenging overall, and then it had these, even if it was just a straight story with all those different sort of scenarios. But then you're right, it's if Chip is that big and he has to be in the same shot as the beast, it's, you know, so you have to plan and much more sort of their sort of environments and where they could go. And
also I think as well, you know, it was interesting, you know, we built everything. We ended up building everything on the stages in the backlot at Shepperton. And one of the reasons for that was, you know, because even though we designed and made all the critters, we call them.
The characters, yeah.
And then they were put into CG, so they were animated. The Beast was done in CG. Now, if you followed through and the sets had been done in CG, then you'd kind of go, hang on a minute, what about this is live action? Do you know what I mean? So you know, one of the early decisions was to build everything, and on this kind of magnificent scale. And so it was kind of, what was great about it was that we were doing these old school Hollywood kind of sets and using all the crafts, and then we were using cutting edge technology with the Beast and all the characters and how they worked within the environment. So it was a really fantastic kind of melding of every skill probably in the world.
It absolutely was. And the other big sequence is the Be Our Guest sequence, which really, it was, you know, set, choreography, objects, dancing. I mean, it was almost like a film within a film.
Yeah.
It's so complicated, and everything was shot for real and then animated.
With theatre light, we had a Broadway lighting director came in and lit it all.
Yeah.
We then filmed it all for real, and then it was animated using that as a kind of key reference. I mean, it's so complicated.
So complicated.
Nothing about that film was normal, but that was what was great about it, was that you were kind of breaking new ground, but yet still doing something so kind of, you know, known.